Mod World here. We're with episode 2. We're still on the Optimus 5. And I gotta tell you guys, I've really been struggling with this episode because I wanted to make it a lot better than the first one. The first one really already hasn't gotten that many hits, and I'm kind of thinking it's maybe because of the quality. So, that being said, I stepped it up. I added an intro that I made. I've got the webcam now, so that when I stream games to you guys, I can actually show you the performance levels of the game live, so that you can at least see them running smoothly, and then you can, visibly see it over here. Okay, so that being said, I want to start this episode off by talking about my interface and what I use for my widgets, and maybe talk about a couple games. I run Panda Home because Panda Home is lightweight, and because of that, it makes it so that I can actually play my other games, so I can do stuff other than just sit here and stare at a screen that's trying to load. So, because I run so many widgets, so we're going to start off by looking at that. Now, it really doesn't have a lot of settings, guys. It's really not super customizable. I only have the default theme, so that's the only thing I can show you guys. But if we were to have another theme, we could come in here and we could select preview it, and then also to select it if we wanted. So the settings also are kind of bland. There's really not a whole lot to them. You guys can see they're fairly simple and that there's not a lot of choices. The dock bar, I gotta admit, is something I haven't seen on another one. It could be, but I haven't seen it, and I've tried a few. I know they have dock bars, but I don't think quite like this. This one has 6 different dock bars. Okay, through shortcuts, you can put virtually anything in these dock bars. I'll show you guys about that in a minute if you don't know. You can pull these dock bars out in here in the settings screen, and then you can see that you can change your width and your height, so you can have it span any portion of your screen that you want, is in terms of size. And you can just change those settings on them all. You can turn as many of them on or off as you want. It also has background color and transparency setting, and you can change those settings however you want. Also, as far as the screens, you'll notice that you can have anywhere between 1 and 11 screens on your phone at any given time. You can make any one of those that you want your default screen just by selecting it from the default menu. The live wallpapers link on here, really all it is a link to the marketplace, somewhere where you can go and you can buy the live wallpapers. If you check out at&t, you can get most of them for free anyway. As far as the drawer, it's got 5 different surface actions, different settings, different default styles. You can go with the Android 1.5, the N1, the Moto, the HTC, which I prefer, and the Samsung. I definitely like the HTC drawer though, guys. I really like that one. It's sharp. We've also got the slideshow option, which allows you to go in, and if you turn it on, you can enable a slideshow on any one of your screens, that when you go to that screen, it'll show in the background a little picture image there. You can see it, and it'll rotate through whatever pictures that you've selected. So that's kind of a nice option as well if you wanted to go that route. There's the theme module settings, which I haven't got to play with because I don't have any additional themes. If you guys want me to show that off, I can add it into another video later on. Leave me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, just download it and check it out. It'll only take you guys a minute, and this one's actually free right off the marketplace. But you have to have a theme other than a default, as you'll see, in order to adjust the theme module settings. You can hide your apps if you want out of the dock at the bottom, the drawer. Whichever apps you select, the ones that you'll notice that have the green dot next to them, those are the ones that are hidden. They won't show up in the drawer for any reason. You can also go in here to Widget Mania. Widget Mania just kind of gives you a breakdown and an overview, and you can actually add widgets to your desktop right from here, and it shows you the ones that came with your home, and then it'll show you, aside from that, it'll show you ones it recommends, and then your widgets also. And then there's the lock screen settings. There's the default lock screen, which I like. I like mine. It's one of those side-to-side swipes. Swipe left, no volume, swipe right, unlock. I like that. Then you can also install, if you like, the Hero or the iPhone style lock screens. Again, it's really just a matter of preference. Then there's the sound settings, What that is that's additional sound packs it adds to your phone so that when you perform certain options on your desktop in the home launcher, it'll make these sounds. Now, it's only in the home launcher, guys. They won't make these sounds everywhere else. It's pretty much just when you're on your desktop. But they're kind of cool. There's a few different options there. Kind of make it a little unique. Now, one more thing about this launcher. And again, before I get into it, I want to tell you guys, I use this one because it's lightweight and yet still at least somewhat customizable. If you want to be able to run the higher end games on your phone, you might think about how you can conserve your memory and your battery in terms of using it how you want rather than how it's going to end up getting drained. Now, you'll find with this home launcher, if you have a shortcut on your desktop, as long as it's to an application. Now, this isn't going to work if the shortcut is a widget. It has to be an application. If you long press on it, what it's going to give you is it's going to give you this nice radio menu here. You'll see this radio menu. Now, it'll let you either delete the app, stop the app, check the app icon and change that. I'll show you that here real fast. And you can kind of change that a little bit if you want. It'll take you, if you come over here and you click on this eyeglass to the right, it'll take you right to the information screen for the app. So that's really convenient as well. And then down here, this just backs you out of the menu, and then this will allow you to share it with your friends via all the different means that you have. Now we're going to talk about Folder Organizer. Folder Organizer is really nice because it allows you to do what you see right here. It allows you to take all your apps and apply a tag to them so that that tag will then tell it which folder it needs to go into. When we go in here into Tools, you see that these are all the apps that I have added that tag to. And so because of that, they naturally automatically show up into this folder. Okay, now the app I'm talking about is right here. It's Folder Organizer. It's actually, like I said, it's really nice. It's really easy to use. You can do everything with your contacts, your shortcuts, bookmarks, all of it. And then, like I said, you just come in here and you apply a label to whatever application. Like you see that For Shared right here has the downloaders label. So then if we go and we look in the downloaders folder, then that's where we'll find it. I mentioned earlier showing you guys how you can put virtually anything into these docs on this home application. And I wanted to show you that mainly because I use my folders and I put them in the side here so that I've got access to all my applications pretty much whenever without having to clear my desktop with them. Well, you can't do this just by putting a widget in here because you can't put a widget into this side dock. So the only way to do it is for you to long press on your desktop and go ahead and add a shortcut. And once you add that shortcut in, that menu will come up, and what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down to where it says Folder Organizer. And then you're going to put a link in there, not an item, a link. And then from there, it'll bring up a menu, and you'll just select which folder you want to add, and then it'll drop it right on your desktop for you. And then from there, you can drag it into your dock. Next, I want to talk about my media page, because I think everybody who owns an Android either watches videos, listens to music, listens to podcasts. Everybody does something media-oriented with their phone. So I've got a few apps here that I'd like to show you guys, the first of which is Pandora Internet Radio. For those of you that don't know, Pandora Internet Radio is a free service. They do have a premium service that offers no advertisements and things like that, but there's really no point or need to. Excuse me. Because the free service is more than worth it. I'll pull it up here real fast and I'll show you guys the free service. And as you can see, it doesn't take very long to load. And I'm not going to wait on the channel to load because it's not what I'm in here to show you guys. I wanted to show you that you can create your own channels based on, not based on a genre, but more so based on an artist's name or a title. And then you pick that, and their matrix basically will take anything that sounds similar or is in the same categories and will kind of play it all together for you and make a nice mix that you're bound to enjoy. And then if you go to the quick mix, it'll then do the same thing, only basically compile all of your media stations. So it's really a very convenient way to have on-the-go entertainment. The next one I want to show you is Stitcher Radio. It's not a normal media radio, it's a podcast radio. And I'm not going to go real in depth with this because I'm going over a lot today, but I want to point out that there's anything. It's limitless. You can listen to whatever you want in terms of podcasts. It's sorted out by topics. You can do sources, and you can even add them to your favorites. They'll stream right online, or you can download them to your phone for use, later use or use in another application. Next, I want to show you not everybody has unlimited data like I do, and so they don't all, you guys don't all use the internet radios and the podcasts while you're on the go. So for when you're not on the go, as far as internet goes, there is Player Pro. Now, I really like Player Pro because the way it sorts things out, they're really easy to access, and it's got a lot of good sorting here. And then you've even got a folders option so that you can then pick music directly out of a specific folder. Lastly, there's my equalizer widget, which I showed you guys in the last episode, the application. You guys should recognize it. This is the widget for that application, and it's nice because you can actually adjust your equalizer right here on your home page without ever leaving it, or you can just click here and then go to your presets like I showed you before. The next widget I want to talk to you guys about is weather forecast. It's a really simple, straightforward widget. There's not a whole lot that's real special about it. It just kind of tells you what's going on. I have my 3-day forecast here, and I'm happy with that. I don't need much else. And it shows that for me right here, fairly in detail, I might add, with some nice little images and such. And it's not too big and bulky, and it doesn't weigh my phone down. Everybody knows about the Google search bar, so I'm not going to go in depth with that. If you have questions about it, try a forum. Next, I want to tell you I have this widget right here is one of my favorite widgets because it lets me free up so much of my memory. I want you guys to take into account that right now I have 112.2 megabytes free of memory. Now I'm just going to click this and I'm going to show you guys the improvement. I just cleaned up over 100 megabytes of memory. I just doubled my available RAM, guys. That is an awesome widget. You can't deny that. I'm sorry. The next widget is the dual USB mount widget. Now, this widget's kind of nice in the fact that now when you plug your phone in, so long as you have this widget activated, it allows you to access your SD card from both your computer and your phone. So now there's no more limitations of having your phone plugged in. There's no reason not to. The widget just to the right of that one is the widget that goes with an application called Juice Defender. I don't have it applied right now, but I'll get more in detail with that later in another episode when I tell you guys about Juice Defender. It's a really good application, and for those of you that don't need constant internet access, I would suggest that. Next widget I'm going to tell you about is my clock. It's fairly simple. There's not a whole lot about it, and it's very low graphic, which I like, again, because I like it. It still looks nice, but yet it doesn't bog my phone down. It's called the Sense Analog Glass Clock. It's fairly customizable, just like a lot of the other stuff that I've been showing you guys. You can put it in 24-hour clock mode. You can select your different colors if you want. You can even tell it what to do if you tap the hours button. You can apply a custom action or open any application that you want. So there's lots of options as far as settings go. You can actually apply a skin to the dock. There's a lot of skins, so my suggestion would be just to find one that you like and pick one. I wouldn't say that, again, they're not really graphically oriented. Keep that in mind, guys. You can enable your system information on the clock if you'd like.